Hi, this is a video to introduce you to grade scales. Scales are a way of evaluating or rating a student's performance in Moodle. Administrators can create standard scales which are available across the site, and trainers can create custom scales just for their own course. But today what we're looking at is to create scales for a grade category that can push your results from Moodle to WiseNet. To create a new scale, go into the site administration, grades and scales. A standard scale is a scale which can be applied to every course in Moodle. Only those with site permissions such as administrators can make a new scale standard. A regular teacher or a trainer can only create a scale for their own course. So when creating a scale, we need to take into consideration your grading method. Usually, if you have a pass mark of 50%, then 2 scales are enough. So you can have a not yet competent and competent. Only competent and not yet competent scales or grades are pushed into WiseNet. If you're marking your student out of 100 and anything about 90% is competent, then you'll have to create 10 different scales. Using scales in Moodle can be tricky, because the way it manages the scales in the back end is through a binary system. You have a maximum and a minimum scale. The maximum of 100 and a minimum of 0. So when you're creating a scale, it's always good to think about what is your pass percentage. If you're having 3 different scales, for example, pass, merit and distinction, these are valued as 3 different point scales in the system. For example, the pass would be 0 on 2 points, the merit would be 1 of 2 points, and distinction would be 2 of 2 points, and respectively in any normalized aggregation method. And the same would be valued as 1, 2 and 3 respectively in a sum aggregation method. To make it easier for you, I've given an example in here. So this is an 80% average scale. Alright, so let's say you don't want to push any not yet competent into WiseNet at the moment. Instead of using a not yet competent scale, you can use something called in progress. If 80% is your pass mark, then you would create 8 scales as in progress, and the 90 and the 100 would be competent. So anything above 80% is going to be deemed the student as competent. Now when you create a new scale, you just have to click on Add a New Scale, give the scale an appropriate name, and create your scale according to your grading method. There are no spaces in between the scales, and always remember it's a 0 to 100, so you always put in the lower scale first, put a comma, and then continue on to your pass scale, which is the highest scale. Now adding the scale to a category is very simple. Once you've created the scale, it's created as a standard scale within the site administration, grades and scales. We would go into courses. So let's take a course in here. You don't have to worry about what grade scale you use for each assignment. It's up to you what you have for each and every assignment in here. It could be satisfactory, not satisfactory, or 0 to 100, or a value, whatever you require within these assignments. But what is important is choosing the right grade scale for the overall unit result. So this is what we're going to be creating in here. We're going to be grouping your assessments by the unit. So to do this, look for the grade administration, go into setup and gradebook setup. In some cases, you will find the gradebook setup just under the course administration, so you can directly click on gradebook setup. So once you clicked on gradebook setup, at the very bottom of this page, click on Add Category. The category name has to exactly match the unit code. So let's create the unit in here. The category total, click on Show More, has to be in a scale format. So the grade type has to be a scale, and the scale has to be what you have chosen in there. So whatever you created under the site administration and scales, that's what you will be choosing under the scale. And go all the way down and save changes. So you've created the scale in here. Now, giving a little bit more information about your aggregation methods. So usually a simple weighted mean of grades would mean that it's taking an average or a mean of all the grades that are going to form part of this category. All right, so by default, leave it as a simple weighted mean of grades. Now, in some cases, the exclude empty grades is ticked on. In such cases, it will take into consideration the empty grades. So you don't want that to happen, so always ensure this is ticked off. So you don't want to exclude the empty grades, you want to include the empty grades in the calculation. So if a student hasn't completed an assignment, you don't want to include that in the overall percentage. You want the system to wait till the final grade is given to the student. So once you've completed this bit, go all the way down, go Save Changes. Once you've created the category, now group your assignments within that category. So let's say the Q&A, answering short sentences, and the written questions form part of this particular unit. So you choose those three, go all the way down under Move Selected Items, choose the new category you've created. The system will automatically group them under that particular category. You just have to save changes at this point in time. Now, as and when you enroll your students and grade them, the system will automatically give them a mark, and the final grade, whether it's a competent or not yet competent or in progress doesn't get pushed into WiseNet. So as soon as the student gets a competent, it's going to push the results as well as the end date, the unit end date, to WiseNet. Thank you.